the 70 on the strip, I'm ready to die. Cutting the traction, bet in the corner, bet I make shit glide.
Let's dive into the upbringing of Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was your upbringing? Was household, you had mom and dad, or you had one or the other? How was the household going?
Hey, man, my household, man, it was like any other household, man. I had my pops around. He didn't stay in the house with me, man. Stayed with my moms. We originally from Puerto Rico, so we grew up on the island. The island. You do your research on the island. The island's the island for a reason.
Okay.
From there, moved. Military family, so we moved around a little bit, and then at an early age, man, I ended up here in Warner Robins, which is why when people ask, I usually say I'm from Warner Robins, even though, I have ties to the island, of course, but grew up on the north side of the city, man, and growing up like anybody else on the north side. If you're from the north side, it's self-explanatory how that goes.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? That explains where you're from. You're from Warner Robins, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Growing up on the north side, man, like, coming up before Ray figured out what he was going to do, what was Ray doing?
Ironically, man, anybody who know me, like if you knew me growing up, I've always kind of been this person. Even like when all the homies on the north side, like I've never been the club guy. I've never been the overly
facts,
like street guy. But at the same time, hey, if I'm with you and it's going down, it's going down.
Facts.
But like I don't promote that, never promoted that. That's never been my thing. And the main reason why people who really know me, and people like even this all these tattoos on my arm, in the island, I had to bury one of my best friends growing up from violence. So like that's never really my goal. That's what I never want that to go there. That's never the thing. Cause like a lot of people, the issue I have with a lot of people who like violence is always they number one. Mm-hmm. It's not your number one, honestly. You just never really been in a real conflict. Y'all think tussling at the club with somebody because y'all live on a different side of town is conflict. And I done been there where I done seen somebody bleed out on the island because it's like that stuff they be saying, that's real. Like they say, I done seen people like bleed out and die. So like, nah, that's not what we want to do. That's never what I promote. And like people who do promote that, I be wondering exactly what have you seen? Because if you really seen some of the stuff, that's not never gonna be your number one. But
that's a fact.
Hey, you can't tell people how to live their life, man.
That's a fact, man. We come from the north side. I'm from the north side too. It's just like the mentality, crab in a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So, how growing up, like what was your mindset? Like, what did you want to do to get up out of that, north side, Warner Robins type of feel? Like, what did you want to do growing up?
It's crazy because growing up, man, again on the north side, people on the north side only seem to feel like the north side is all you can accomplish. So like for me, I was listening to people because don't get me wrong, it's great people who live on the north side doing great things, but more so like we didn't have, I'm gonna keep it real, at that time, now it's changed a little bit now, but at that time on the north side, we didn't have a lot of positive figures. Everybody was doing the same type of things. So in all honesty, man, I really wasn't really looking up to anybody on the north side. I was just more so peeping what was going on, and I knew that that's not what I wanted to do. So if all I'm saying is what I don't want to do, well, what exactly are y'all doing? And in all honesty, I'm gonna do the opposite. Right. So like, all right, all y'all going out to the club, I'm gonna kick it at the crib. I'm gonna work on some music, or I'm gonna do whatever, keep me out of trouble. Or y'all going over there with them dudes, y'all finna go do that. Y'all finna go fight them boys because they live, over there. None of y'all pay rent, but you gonna fight him because his mama decided to live over there. I never really seen the point in that. But again, I'm coming from the island where, again, I done seen somebody, like I done seen some different type of things. So like no disrespect to anybody's reason for wanting to get it in, but that's just not a good enough reason for me. Cause I've seen the end result of some of this stuff. I don't think y'all really have. And that don't make sense. That's not a calculated risk for me to take. So a lot of this stuff like people really was into, I ain't gonna say it was corny to me. I just never really seen, like even now, I've always been business related. I never really seen the return on the investment. So if I go with you to go beat him up, now what happens after that? Right. Other than they come back to beat us up or something like that. Yeah, so I never really seen the return on the investment. So growing up on the north side, I always kind of was like the guy who I was around. Everybody knew it was love. I get the shot off my back, but I ain't really like, I guess, follow the trend. Even now, people like, damn, I be forgetting he is from the north side, man. He ain't never really do none of that. But I guess that what kind of separated that idea.
Let's talk about the island, man. For the people that didn't know you was Puerto Rican, how long was you there? Like what age range was you,
Man, we was there. We was on and off. Even like, cause again, I was a military brat. So I was born in Germany. Pops, mama, they was together. Then we went to the island. I was at the island. Like I said, I came here, quote unquote, officially when I was like, I think second grade. But every break, every summer, we back in the island. You know how the parents used to do go with your people. So that's why I still claim I'm from Warner Robins. But I also grew up in Guaynabo and Bayamon in Puerto Rico. So just island life up.
Do you speak the language?
Nah, I mean, I do enough. When I'm on the island. Again, I ain't been there in a while. But when I'm on the island, you kind of fall back into that. But
do your family, like your mom, your dad, speak the language?
Nah, my mom born and raised on the island, so my mom, if you hear her talk, she still got a hard Spanish. Even
I don't even hear the Spanish. You know what I'm saying, like accent and that.
See, a lot of people don't have no idea where I'm from. That's why a lot of people didn't like.
I thought you were just a light skin.
Yeah,
man.
Some people. It's crazy. Nobody ever really knows where I'm from because I don't sound like I'm from Georgia. I don't sound like I'm from Puerto Rico. Most people just, I guess, assume like I'm from up north somewhere, just the way I speak. I don't know why I sound like that, but
Facts.
I never really took on an accent. And it might have been because, again, military, I was kind of, growing up, I was kind of everywhere. Even when I finally moved to Warner Robins, I'm still back and forth to the island, so I'm never sitting somewhere long enough, I guess, to pick up the dialect. I don't know.
Because you know how we talk on enough, like we got like our own slang. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that. You just you mixed up. You feel like you mixed a mixed pot of like everything. So your how you talk is real proper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's probably because again, I mean, I'm in all these different places, but I ain't never.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I ain't never really in the mix like that. Like I'm not jumping in, having to fit in. So it's like, I guess never really caught on to the language. I don't know. Who knows?